Well, uh, New Year's Day is upon us. It's time for me to reflect about all the good things I've done last year and all the good things to come. So, this little guy came to me as a non runner, and first, what I did is I got it running, and then I switched it to DCC and sound. So, today I've got some time to relax. I'm going to be running my long passenger trains, starting with this guy because I have the daylight already on my tracks. So this one is DCC and sound. So I'm going to run all my DCC and sound engines with big trains to start with, and then we'll run some DC trains. All aboard! DCC doesn't make much sense to me, but DCC and sound sure is cool. This is my Broadway Limited T1, and it wasn't always working. When I first got it, it did not work. It says HO on the side and then N on the label. Obviously it's N, and it didn't work when I first got it, so I had to send it back for repairs. What scared me a little bit was it took a long time to get it repaired. I guess the shop is busy. Put down in the comments below if you have any other products from Broadway Limited Imports, if you found them reliable. So that's been sitting in its box because I'm afraid that it will stop working. Let's find out if it still works today. Well, let me start by saying that it's absolutely beautiful. I was not disappointed with that. And it has an amazing startup sequence, and it's very loud. Now I could bring the volume down, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm kind of excited by the how loud it is. So this is by far the highest quality sound that I have, the Paragon 3. So let's start it up. aboard. And it's still very, very loud. And then I got this Bachmann 2662. It's a DCC also, but I never ran it before on DCC. I would always run it with DC. So it's not a passenger engine, but I'm going to put a passenger train behind it nevertheless, just to try it out. Yeah, it's a real sweetie. Look at that. DCC, no sound. You can just you can just move forward and backward, same as DC. But it's a good runner, this one. I really like it. Okay, I'm gonna get my train. While we're on the subject of Union Pacific, Cado's working on a prototype of the big boy. So I'm gonna want one of those for sure. I'm gonna show you a clip from someone else's video about the prototype. It's in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese, but I speak train.
はこちらです。ユニオンパシフィックのビッグボーイ作品が置かれてました。すごくでかい。改めてこちらがユニオンパシフィック鉄道のビッグボーイです。先日製品化が発表されたものです。60年の時を経て復活したユニオンパシフィック鉄道のビッグボーイ。
I'll put a link in the description of that also, so you can find the other guy's video. And here's my Kado FEF3, number 838. It's the freight version, but today we're running passenger cars. All aboard! Here's the 8444. This one's the Greyhound machine. All aboard. it's good to get them out of their boxes and check and make sure everything's running right. And then my last train with DCC and sound is the El Capitan. That is a lot of action. That's it for my DCC and sound engines, but the show's not over. I have the same train in Amtrak colors, the El Capitan. I also have the super nice set, the CN Transcontinental. And while we're in the subject of CN, I have a train in the old colors. So this one is streamlined. Model Power, the company went bankrupt, and I don't get it. These engines were great. So this is the CN again in the old colors, but heavyweight cars this time. "30 years I've had this engine. It's a Concours 464 made by Cado, and that made N-Scale possible for me. And I did the custom painting, I did that 30 years ago. And also the train that it goes with. I bought that 30 years ago. Still runs as good as when I first bought it. So that does bring back good memories. That is one beautiful train. Sure hits the spot. And I got a short 4-car Empire Builder. Still fun to run it. And these engines are by Lifelike. They're really noisy, but they're good runners. This is a nice Santa Fe heavyweight train. These old Bachmann Amfleet cars, they're really hard to pull, but thankfully the E60 CP is up to the task. And I got a short 4-car Capital Limited. And I also got a New York Central with it's a mix of Roa and Concours cars. But it looks good. So this is a Hallmark brass F7 A and B set. I got this because it was dropped. There's a little dent here by the Penn Central logo. You can barely see it. I painted them black just to hide that. And they're really good runners, comparable to Cado. Let's just hook up to the train now. That's gonna run my Penn Central train. So they run very well and they're good pullers. That train is pretty heavy. It's Minitrix, it's a 10-car train. Well, the traditional New Year's wishes is health, wealth, and happiness. Health is the most important, so that's my wish for you guys for next year. Good health, so take good care of yourself and have a happy new year. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.